You don't need to sleep with somebody before you would have cheated with that person. Anytime you take what is meant for your spouse and give it to somebody of the opposite sex, you have actually cheated. Hi, my name is Kunle Ologe, marriage counselor, founder of the Marriage Seal Academy. You're welcome to this series, Your Marriage Can Be Better. Today we're going to be talking about fidelity and infidelity. So, you have physical affairs and you have emotional affairs. All of them are actually one form of infidelity or the other. You don't need to sleep with somebody before you would have cheated with that person. I've always maintained that anytime you take what is meant for your spouse and give it to somebody of the opposite sex, you have actually cheated. When you take the time, the resources, or your body that is meant for your spouse and you give it to somebody else, you have actually cheated. Do you know that emotional affairs are even more hurtful and painful than physical ones? Emotional affairs are not seen as affairs, so you see people engaging in it recklessly. You see people chatting with other people of the opposite sex, sending erotic videos, pictures, and even words to each other. That is part of emotional cheating. It's also called micro cheating, and that is very, very painful because a lot of time is spent doing this. In some cases, you even have the person cheating right there while sitting beside his wife or her husband. And imagine when you now find out that all that while, when your spouse was chatting away, he or she was actually chatting somebody else and they were cheating right there in front of you. That's huge betrayal. Not to say that the gravity of emotional cheating is more than the gravity of physical cheating, just to say that it can be very, very hurtful because it's right under the nose of the other person usually. Every time there is infidelity, I always advise that the couple must come for counseling. They must sit down with a counselor so that the counselor can review what happened in a bid to ensure that it doesn't happen again. But what happens most times is that cheating happens and then the person who cheats apologizes, the spouse forgives, and they think they're moving on. But really, they're not moving on, but they're just coping with the situation. And because nothing was really done concrete on that matter, you find out that cheating happens again and again and again. You need to be careful how you expose yourself to infidelity, because infidelity, whether it is physical or is emotional, is a very dangerous thing and can mess your marriage up big time. Ensure that you fortify yourself, each spouse, with what I call a fidelity plan. That's a set of rules guiding you on how to relate with the opposite sex. When you have a fidelity plan, you will find out that it will be easier for you to ensure that there is no cheating in your marriage. And when two of you have those fidelity plans, then infidelity is completely kicked out of that mix in that relationship. Ensure you take your fidelity seriously. Ensure you guard yourself. See you again when we come next with another very interesting part of this series. Please enjoy.